whiskey and soda.
Yes, sir, right away.
Stop! Not so tight. Are you crazy, Masters?
I'm sorry, but you told me yourself, Inspector, to pull as tight as I could.
A nylon noose. A sinister weapon. Silent and dangerous.
Just like the man who used it so successfully. Ah, but with you on the case, his time is limited, Inspector.
I wish I had your confidence. And a few clear-cut facts. Have you found out anything of interest?
No, sir. This morning, we turned the entire bar upside down. No sliding panels, no secret exits, no nothing.
Fact number one, the killer was one of the customers.
Without a doubt, Inspector. He worked fast and took advantage of the general confusion to escape without being noticed.
And the envelope is on the floor.
No, sir, right there. A few days ago, this Mr. Wilkins came to us and showed us the blackmail letter he had received. He was supposed to place £15,000 here, under the revolving lamp.
And when the lights went out, the money would be collected.
Yes. We didn't believe a word of the story at first. Only a lunatic would think of collecting money like that, in front of everyone. Inspector Powers said he'd go instead. He figured he might get a lead.
The murderer undoubtedly knew what Wilkins looked like, and saw it was a trap. But why was Inspector Powers killed? No professional would ever dare kill a man from Scotland Yard. Who else was at the place when the lights went out?
Ah, that's exactly what Inspector Powers would have asked. Well, the inspector was sitting here. Here, a salesman from Tripoli, a very rich young man, out of the question. Excuse me, Inspector. And here stood the young lord of Elford Manor. Sir David is a close friend of one of the girls who dances here.
So he comes here often?
Yes. And behind the bar, of course, the barmaid. However, none of them noticed anything suspicious.
Not surprising. All the lights were out. What about the manager?
Mr. Turner? Mr. Turner has from time to time given the yard some helpful tips. Only this time he says he's absolutely baffled.
So, back where we started. Mr. Wilkins. What's his story?
Wilkins? I don't know.
You mean no one's even bothered to question Wilkins about this?
No, nobody, Inspector.
And it's time someone did.
Can't they put the bell in a civilized place?
That's it there.
Who are you? What do you want?
We're from Scotland Yard. Open the door.
Scotland Yard. I don't want to have anything more to do with the police.
Please calm down, Mr. Wilkins. We've come here to protect you.
Protect me? You're not capable of protecting yourselves. Inspector Powers is dead, murdered in cold blood, and I'll be murdered too if I don't get away from here. I'm going to hide somewhere, and nobody will know where, especially meddling police.
Open the door, Wilkins. Open the door. Give me it. Let me try it, Masters. Hurry, the garage.
You're just wasting your time murdering me. I'm only an assistant clerk. Inspector! Inspector! Inspector!
What? What happened? He went through there.
Careful, Masters. Our man has left a very clear set of footprints behind. A stroke of luck, this could be our first clue. This boy really means business. He got away from you, huh?
Yes. He had his car parked close by. A white Jaguar.
Yeah, but I'm lucky to be alive. I'm doing my best. Yeah. All right, Commissioner. Go jump in the lake. Oh, that old... Have you found anything, Masters?
Just the usual.
What luck. I'm sure you would have had quite a story to tell. Listen. Listen to this, Masters. The next stockholders' meeting of the Saturn Oil Company will take place from the 24th to the 30th. This month at Elford Manor. It's signed, the signature isn't very clear.
Yes, well?
Masters, give me the list of the people who were near Inspector Powers when he was murdered. Here. Sir David, the young lord of Elford Manor. What do you say to that?
Do you believe there could be some connection? Maybe it's just a coincidence.
Well, if it is, it's a pretty strange coincidence. Masters, not a word about this to the Commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
As for Elford Manor, I think it's about time we looked at it.
Be good.
Careful that nobody sees you when you leave the castle.
Oh, do we have to keep playing hide and seek? Those businessmen have taken over completely. They act as if they own the place.
That's one of the disadvantages of being forced to rent out your house. The advantage is that these people have money. Lots of money.
All you talk about is money.
Hold still. My father's getting a fortune from them. In exchange, he offers them the privacy that they seem to require to conclude their filthy business. Maybe you should stay a while longer. Scheming stockholders have long meetings.
And now, I believe there will not be any objection to my declaring our meeting of majority stockholders open. As you can all see by our printed circular, the main purpose of our newly established corporation is the exploitation of oil in southern Rhodesia. Just a minute, please. Oh, by the way, I don't see Mr. Wilkins. Did Mr. Wilkins give anyone his stockholders proxy? Or is he no longer interested in our project? If so, it won't be our loss, but his. We must go on, ladies and gentlemen. His option time is up. Come in. Ah, Donald. Have you the statistics with you?
Yes, I do, sir.
No. This is Donald Smith, my private secretary.
Excuse me, Mr. Harrison. Because of the unexpected absence of Mr. Wilkins, we are now faced with a new situation. You've neglected to speak about his 12% investment in our company. Or do you plan to keep the money for yourself?
To be perfectly fair, the money ought to be divided among us equally.
No one's ever discussed business with so much charm and downright good sense. My compliments. I agree with you completely.
And my bank, Clifton & Stone, would gladly take over a larger percentage of shares. Isn't that right, my dear?
Yes, of course we would, Uncle.
My dear Clifton, I must say you're using a most cunning and unethical method to gain control of our new company, bringing to our meeting such an irresistible weapon as Miss Stone.
Come now, Mr. O'Connor. You can't say Mr. Clifton is responsible for the fact that his former friend and business partner left such a beautiful daughter to carry on his activities.
I'll pick you up tonight. Here come the police again. They think they can barge into Elford Manor as they please. I've already told them everything I know.
I'd better go now. All this questioning is beginning to unnerve me. See you tonight. Goodbye.
Hey there. What do you want? How do you do?
Are you Sir David? Inspector Harvey, Scotland Yard.
I can spot a cop. It's written all over your face.
Wasn't that young woman the dancer at the place where they...
So what?
Because
Hold it, Masters. Sir David, I have to talk to you. It's very important. You don't by chance drive that white Jaguar over there?
No. Why do you ask?
Who does it belong to?
As far as I know, to Mr. Harrison.
Could we perhaps talk to the gentleman?
If you insist, Inspector.
Yes, I do insist.
Oh. Come along.
Please excuse the intrusion. The police are here.
How do you do? I'm Criminal Inspector Harvey. I'd like to speak to these people alone, please. I'd like to speak to you regarding a murder. Actually, I should have said 2 murders.
It's just like the old days, Donald, my dear. Always listening through somebody's keyhole.
Who are you?
You really don't recognize me, Donald? Or have I really changed so much? I'm Marilyn Wells.
Marilyn?
If I were you, I wouldn't talk so loud right now. The police are in there.
So in the light of what I've just said, let's get to the point. Has anyone else received blackmail letters?
If what you say is true, that there is some sort of connection between Mr. Wilkins' murder and your inspector's murder, then Scotland Yard has bungled the job completely.
Yes. Yes, I agree with you.
Don't tell me you now expect us to make the same mistakes as poor Mr. Wilkins. You don't seriously think that we'll risk our lives by being your decoys?
I'm the last person who would ask you to do that. For the time being, give us your names, that's all. Ladies first. What's your name, please, miss?
My name is Jane Stone. I know nothing about any blackmail letters.
Thank you.
Welcome.
What about you?
I'm Mrs. Mabel Wells. I've already paid.
Do you mean to tell us that you actually paid £15,000 just like that?
You heard me correctly, young man. My life's worth much more to me than that money.
Oh. And may I ask your name, sir?
My name is Van Doren. I guess I've been lucky. So far, I've received no blackmail letters.
Thank you, sir. Your name, please?
O'Connor. I got a letter, too. But paying's out of the question. Those scoundrels picked the wrong man.
When did you get the letter?
3 days ago. And as you can see for yourself, I'm still alive. I won't give them a penny, I tell you. I'm not a Scotsman for nothing.
Where is the letter?
Back home in Scotland. In a waste paper basket.
Did you also receive a blackmail letter, Mr.
My name is Charles Clifton. This is the first I've heard about blackmail letters.
Thank you, sir. And how about you?
Harrison. G.B. Harrison. To me, this whole thing is nonsense. The product of a sick imagination.
You consider 2 murders just the product of a sick imagination. It seems to me that they're serious facts. As serious as the fact that the murderer is in this house. Most likely, he's in this very room. Don't you own a white Jaguar, Mr. Harrison?
Yes. What are you getting at?
Only that a similar car was driven by Wilkins' murderer.
I'm afraid I have to disappoint you, Inspector. Since below the waist, I'm totally crippled. But perhaps my secretary can enlighten you. The car keys are always in his possession.
Why, that dirty little... I've got to get out of here.
Hey, not so fast. If you're planning to go for a little drive, I'd adore riding in a white Jaguar.
And now there's just one more thing. I must ask all of you to let me know when you leave the house. I hope you understand the reason for these extreme measures. Thank you again. Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, under the circumstances, we have no choice but to postpone our stockholders' meeting. I suggest we meet here tomorrow at the same time.
What is it? You know I don't want to be disturbed while I'm working.
The police have come again, Father.
The police? Here at Alfred Manor? You can come in. Unpack it, will you? Be careful. I suppose they want to ask you some questions about the murder in that nightclub.
But they've already questioned me. I told them I'd seen absolutely nothing.
That's the least convincing thing you could say to the police. The whole thing is perfectly clear. They keep plaguing us because of that dancer. Whatever you say, I'm certain you're not the only one who's seeing her.
Nicole's promised she'd give her other friends up.
Illusions. But I won't pay for them.
Things will soon be different. I can assure you of that.
I've the feeling you're neglecting me, Miss Stone. What have I done to deserve it? I have an idea. Let's play a game of golf together.
Oh, I wouldn't mind at all.
Why don't you meet me in my room when you're through dressing? I don't know how long a lady takes.
Less time than you think.
Masters, oh, excuse me. That was really very clumsy of me. I hope you won't hold this little accident against me.
If that was a trick for starting a conversation, Inspector, you'll have to be more inventive. That wasn't very subtle.
It's true. You're absolutely right, Miss Stone. I realize I should have a lot more practice in these things, but you know, we policemen.
I'm very sorry, Miss Stone, if this man's bothering you. If your intention in coming here was to turn Alfred Manor inside out, Inspector, then I'm afraid I have no other choice but to ask you to bring a search warrant. Otherwise, I would have to charge you with housebreaking and unlawful entry.
It's obvious we police are disliked, to say the least. Since you insist on something in writing, Sir David, it can be arranged, right, Masters?
A tiny formality like that's no difficulty.
I can well understand the reason for your bad temper, Sir David. It's always a nuisance when the police invade your home, no matter how clear a conscience you have.
It's an even greater nuisance when a murderer invades your home.
And now may I have a word with your father, Sir David?
All right, now, get out. Yes, what is it?
Forgive me for disturbing you, Lord Elford. Inspector Harvey, Sergeant Masters.
My lord?
Come right in, won't you?
Thank you. That's quite an unusual hobby you have there, Lord Elford.
Hobby? I'm a scientist, Inspector. I'm investigating the causes of death.
We're colleagues, then. That's not what you'd call a natural phenomenon, is it?
Death is just as natural as life, though most people refuse to face the fact.
This corpse must be very old.
483 years, to be exact.
Oh, incredible. Did you find it in the catacombs?
Yes.
Do you think I could see the catacombs, Lord Elford?
Certainly. If your scientific interest is that high, I have no objection whatever. The mummies are the silent witnesses of eternity, frozen in the midst of life. Most of them die right here at Elford Manor. Isn't it fascinating?
Tell me, this daily contact with the dead, isn't it a bit dangerous?
Dangerous? These creatures? If you ask me, people are only bearable when they're dead.
I've noticed something quite odd. How come these corpses show no signs of decomposition?
A strange substance in the air of this region mummifies them. Some unknown organic agent. I'm trying to discover the exact element. My specific goal is to transfer the process of conservation from these corpses directly to living human beings. I'm positive I'll discover the secret. No one and nothing shall keep me from it.
Mr. O'Connor?
What happened, Miss Stone?
He's dead.
Stop!
We were going to play golf together. This is awful.
Take it easy. Would you please take Miss Stone to her room, Sir David?
Don't tell me what to do. Do your job and put an end to these horrible murders.
I can assure you I will.
You don't know any more than before. We're all under suspicion.
No, not exactly. One of you is in the clear. Lord Elford, who was in the catacombs with me.
I'm very happy you don't suspect I'm the murderer. I wouldn't have been able to sleep a wink all night.
Come, Miss Stone.
Masters phone Scotland Yard. Masters? Masters! Where the devil is he?
Your room is all ready for you, Inspector. I hope you don't mind sleeping where Mr. O'Connor was strangled.
Look, Sir David, I don't want to stay here any longer than I have to. I'd much rather have gone back to London. But the commissioner insisted I stay on at Elford Manor.
Well, I hope you have a quiet night. Excuse me for disturbing you again, Inspector, but I wondered if you'd allow me to leave the house this evening. You see, there's someone in London who's expecting me.
Of course. Say hello to Nicole for me.
Congratulations. You have learned a few things, haven't you?
You should never underestimate anyone, especially the police. Sir David, who's the man with the burned face?
Congratulations again, Inspector. You're shrewder than I thought. Since it's obvious you already know of Henry's existence, I can't very well deny it, can I?
Now, I'll tell you one thing. If that monster should ever cross my path again, he's going to be sorry.
I don't think it's likely to happen again. Henry's my father's personal servant, and he obeys him without question. You might say he's a sort of man Friday. We have him stay in the catacombs during the day to prevent his frightening our guests.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say anything to Homicide about Henry since I didn't think you wanted it known. However, I'd like to talk to this man, Friday, who so willingly obeys your father's every command.
I'll try and arrange it for you. But please don't mention it to my father or to any of the guests. Good night. Sleep well.
Good night, Sir David.
Come in. Inspector, what are you doing here at this time of night?
I want to ask you a few questions, may I?
So you're the one who took it?
Yes. Maybe you can help me clear up a few things. May I come in?
You're already in.
I'm very worried about you. This note could only have been written by someone at the manor.
But who could write me like that? Nobody at the manor knows me except my uncle, Mr. Clifton.
I understand your parents were both killed in some kind of automobile accident?
Yes.
And you were rescued, right?
Yes. Henry pulled me from the wreck just in time. Just before the car exploded.
Henry, you say?
Yes, he used to take care of me. He worked for my parents.
So, I see. To be perfectly honest, I wish I could have been there to rescue you.
You said you had questions to ask?
Yes, back to business again. Miss Stone, what did Henry look like?
Henry was very big and strong as a bear. I'd never met anyone so strong. But he never hurt a fly. He was always so gentle.
People can change, you know.
You wouldn't say that if you'd met Henry.
Perhaps I will very soon. I think he's here.
Here at Alfred Manor?
Yes. It's likely the note came from him. He may have something very important to tell you. Miss Stone, this isn't easy to ask, but would you go down to the catacombs alone tonight?
Me? All alone?
Yes. Don't worry, I'll be nearby.
Well, if you feel it's necessary.
I think Henry will be able to tell us a great deal. You better rest up a bit now.
I couldn't sleep now, Inspector Harvey.
You know, all my friends call me Eric.
My name is Jane.
See you later, Jane.
Donald, are you crazy? What if someone saw us?
You know, you didn't change at all during your 8 years in prison. You're just as handsome and insignificant, and I'm sure just as unscrupulous as you ever were.
If you hadn't opened your mouth, they wouldn't have caught me. You can save your flattery for some other sucker.
Nevertheless, you were clever enough to get your sentence commuted.
It wasn't cleverness at all. It was Harrison's money.
And out of gratitude, you let him in on all my possible business secrets.
Your business? It was your husband's business.
He's dead.
Poor man.
Instead of arguing, help me to get the mines back again. I'll make it worth your while.
I'm willing to discuss it any time. And there's no time like the present. Harrison's in a bad spot.
Go upstairs. I'll come to your room.
Just in case you hadn't noticed, this is our room.
You know, Inspector, you nearly scared me to death.
Come on in and bring your wonder spray.
You shouldn't joke about this gadget, Inspector. It's proved its value time and again. Why, just last week, the case of that famous bank robbery at Coventry was solved with it. Abracadabra. And you were set of beautiful, clear footprints.
Yes, it's wonderful, Masters. Have you learned anything from it so far?
I sent all the impressions to the laboratory. But
what?
You see, there's one too many.
What do you mean, one too many?
Well, there's one set of footprints too many. And the strange thing is, I found the same prints in every room in the house.
Have you ever taken a set of Harrison's footprints?
Harrison? Of course not. After all, he's a... Oh. You mean a...
Mm-hmm. Cheers, Masters.
Cheers.
Hello, Mabel. I've got a bottle of champagne here for us. And Marilyn.
You never gave me any champagne in those days. You said I was too young. In those days,
Are you out of your mind? Your mother's gonna walk in here any minute.
there's nothing to worry about. I don't think she'll be coming tonight. I gave her something to put her to sleep. Anyway, I'm not the innocent young thing I used to be in those days. Very clever hiding diamonds under a small girl's skirt. I was so innocent. And you screaming for lack of evidence.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And when the police picked you up later, they never did find the diamonds, did they? You still have them, don't you?
No.
Don't be afraid, Donald. I forgave you long ago.
You forgave me. It was your testimony to the police that almost sent me to the electric chair.
I don't know what you're upset about, Donald, my dear. You're still alive. I'd even say you're very much alive.
Please don't ask me to stay down here anymore, please.
Of course not, Jane. Forgive me. It's my fault. Let's go up.
What's going on? What happened, Inspector?
Where were you, Masters?
In my room.
Didn't you see anything?
No, when I sleep, my eyes are always shut. Why? Is someone here?
Yes, and I nearly caught him. He left me a little souvenir. A lovely nylon noose. I know one thing for sure, Masters. Our murderer is a very strong man.
What are you doing? Get back to the catacombs. Hurry, before someone sees you.
I had some champagne. Could have been just like the old days. Why didn't you come? I waited all night for you.
I really don't know what happened to me last night. It must be this awful weather. All of a sudden, I felt dizzy and tired.
I'm very sorry. For us both. Anyway, I have some wonderful news for you. Harrison is very late in his mortgage payments in California. I am supposed to stall them for a few weeks. They're beginning to feel anxious. I'm sure they'd be overjoyed if you bought the mortgage from them.
I'll need documents from my lawyer.
I'll see that you get them.
Then I'll have Harrison just where I want him.
You might even ruin him completely.
You know, there's one thing Harrison was right about. Your talents were utterly wasted in prison, darling.
Go on with what you're doing. It's only me.
You'd better get used to seeing us together, Marilyn. Because Donald will be visiting us quite often from now on.
Often? From now on, he'll be with us permanently. As your son-in-law. Donald and I are getting married. Isn't that so, Donald?
Well,
you're just marrying her to get her money.
It's true. It's only half of the Wells Diamond Corporation. At least it's the younger half.
Yes? What is it?
A telephone for you, Inspector. It sounds like the commissioner is very angry.
Thanks for the warning. Thank you. Harvey. Yes, I'll wait. What are you so happy about? Just win a fortune?
No, I just lost exactly 15,000 pounds. And it's really a delightful feeling, I can tell you that.
Hello? Yes, of course I'm still here. Will you please connect me? Yes, go ahead. Commissioner, what did you find out? What? Are you sure? The nightclub belongs to Nicole. The dancer. No, I don't think she has any money of her own. No, it's more likely that someone gave her the money to buy it. I know, sir, but we're doing our... Yes, I'll bring the report to you myself. I'm coming into town later. Oh, all right. Well, what can I do for you, Mr. Clifton?
It's my turn now. What shall I do?
Only one thing you can do, pay him the money, just like I did. Otherwise, you're a dead man.
You always throw other people's money around like that? How do you know what's written in this note?
All I have to do is take one look at his face, and anyway, I received one of them myself.
You propose to go over to the Eva bar tonight and give him the money?
What else is there to do? Don't try to stop me from paying, Inspector, otherwise they'll kill me.
He doesn't look very pleased, does he? But the only thing to do is to pay them off, take my word. And I know what I'm talking about.
How could you possibly have overlooked the date? Well? And why are we so behind in these mortgage payments?
I reminded you of it several times.
Too late! I can't raise $500,000 from one day to the next. Call them immediately for a 3 weeks postponement.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, Donald. How would you like to take over Wilkins' 12% share of the oil company?
I, sir?
Yes, you. You'll have to liquidate your diamonds one day anyway, won't you?
My diamond? How do you know about that?
Oh, I know a lot more. Why do you think I went to the trouble of getting you out of prison? Huh? Mr. Donald.
I'd like to think it over, sir.
There isn't much to think over now, Donald. I'm afraid you haven't any other choice. I've arranged for the diamonds to be sold.
You're selling my... But those diamonds are still hot. You can't sell them. It's impossible.
For you, Donald, for you, not for me, G.B. Harrison.
And what if I don't feel like cooperating?
The papers I have in my safe make it difficult for you to do otherwise, but to compensate, we'll give you Wilkins' share.
What's so funny, sir?
It says I must pay 15,000 pounds at once. If not, he'll kill me. The murderer with the nylon noose.
I'm sure we're dealing with some kind of lunatic.
Do you have any idea who the murderer could be?
As soon as Masters gets back from Scotland Yard, I'll know a lot more. I've narrowed it down to one man. Only to arrest him, I've got to have more proof. Until then, I'm afraid you'll have to keep putting up with my company. I can't leave you alone now.
Eric, I wish we'd met under other circumstances.
So do I, but with your attitude toward policemen, we couldn't have met any other way.
Don't scream, Jane. It's me, Jane. Henry.
Henry? I can't believe it. Your face is all scarred. Is that what happened when you pulled me from the burning car?
I'm very sorry I was too late to save your parents, Miss Jane.
To this very day, I can't erase the thought of that horrible accident.
That was no accident, Miss Jane.
No accident?
Your father and mother were murdered.
Henry, do you realize what you're saying? Who would have any reason for murdering them?
The same monster who's here in Elford Manor and who's killed 3 men. Please forgive me, Jane. I know it's late, but I must talk to you. It's very important.
This is Henry. Eric, my parents were murdered.
I know, Jane. And I'm positive that Henry can tell us a lot more about our phantom killer with the nylon noose.
I can't believe he's a murderer. He couldn't do such a thing.
But he won't get away with it this time, Miss Jane.
Eric, is it true?
Yes. But it's all over now. Our friend's headed for jail where he belongs.
Look, that's him driving away, Inspector.
Eric, where are you going?
I've got to get to that nightclub. I'm sure he heard me when I talked about the dancer on the phone. Her life is in danger. I must stop him before it's too late.
Good evening. What will you have, sir?
Double scotch, please.
But I'm telling you the truth. We've got to...
Listen, you imbecile, there's not a minute to lose. I want the place surrounded immediately. And don't let anybody get past you. I'm Inspector Harvey of Scotland Yard. Nobody leaves. Help.
I've got him, Inspector!
Are you all right, darling?
Come on, Masters. We're going to pay our last visit to Elford Manor.
You needn't bother, Donald. You won't find what you're looking for.
Well, well, Mr. Harrison. For a cripple, I must say you get around quite a bit.
Since I found out what you and Mrs. Wells were up to, I felt it necessary to take certain precautions.
You think you've got me, don't you? But you're the one who ought to be worried. Wouldn't it be interesting if Inspector Harvey discovered you always drive the car yourself when you have business you don't want anyone to know about?
Ah, but don't forget, you're the only one who has the car keys, Donald. And who do you think the police are more likely to believe? G.B. Harrison? Or you, an ex-convict? Don't try anything foolish, Donald. I'm used to taking care of penny anti-crooks like you.
Oh. So the great G.B. Harrison has changed his technique. I thought the nylon noose was much more your style, Mr. Harrison.
Henry?
Jane. What's the matter, Jane? You look so frightened.
You murderer. What reason did you have for killing my parents? What'd they ever do to you?
Your father was too weak, too inquisitive, and too honest. He knew I'd forged some checks. He'd have exposed me. He had to die.
She was your own sister. You killed her for money.
Yes, money's the only thing that counts. You were left a fortune thanks to me. And as your guardian, I inherited all if anything happens to you, and that's exactly what I have in mind. No more blackmailing for me.
Don't touch me, you hear? Stay where you are, or I'll... Eric!
Go ahead, scream all you like. Your clever inspector can't do anything for you now. Well, you've got to be silenced, but it'll be quick.
Henry!
Come on!
Oh!
So you see, Donald, it was Clifton's doing. I found a roll of Lord Elford's nylon cord when I was searching Clifton's room.
So you were snooping in his room, too?
Yes, when you decided to double-cross me, I had to conduct my own investigation, and I found enough conclusive evidence in Mr. Clifton's desk drawers to send him to the gallows. And if I looked hard enough, I'd find some interesting evidence in your room as well, wouldn't I, Donald? Oh.
Come on, Masters.
Keep quiet. If anyone comes, say that we heard a burglar in here, understand? You're lucky I still have some use for you, Donald.
You'd love to see me hang for those murders.
Nothing would give me more pleasure, but the inspector already knows who the real murderer is.
That's not all the inspector knows. Throw the gun on the floor, Harrison.
What'd you say? What do you mean by that?
For example, I know a certain Mr. Harrison recently sold some diamonds that were stolen by a certain Donald Smith. Not only has G.B. Harrison ways of getting information, so does Scotland Yard.
Inspector.
Ah, Masters, I'm sure you have the proper gadgets for this occasion.
Ah, the handcuffs, sir.
Yes.
Inspector, Miss Stone's not in her room. She's gone.
What? You know what you have to do, Masters. Get the gun.
Would you kindly have a seat, Mr. Harrison? It's just a little formality.
The great G.B. Harrison.
Excuse me, sir, but it's just a little formality.
You better pray that your clever inspector doesn't find us, because if he tries to take me, he'll have to kill you first.
Miss Jane.
Henry, watch out! hurt. You've got to help him.
Exactly your neck size.
Look, Inspector.
Come on, Masters.
Excuse me, Henry. It's just a little formality.
He'll be all right. Don't worry.